All right. Well, fuck it, we here now. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good whatever part of the day this video chooses to reach you. I hope you're feeling fine. I hope you're feeling well. I hope you're feeling blessed. I hope you realize that you are blessed. I hope you realize you're blessed because you got to see a day that nobody else got to see. Oh, let me mute all of these different screens I got going up here. So I can check. Pardon me, it's still kind of new. Is my streaming journey. So I will muck up from time to time. Oh yeah, that's why I adjusted my Twitch so I can cuss and they know I'm be cussing. So I had to tell the folks that I be, you know what I'm saying? So the folks don't be thinking that I'm just some roguish ass N-word. Let me get my chats up. Let me get my chats up so I can see my chat ats and talk to you monkey fickies. Let's get all the chats up here. Let's get all the chats up here. What up, chat? What up, chat? What up, chat? All right, all right, all right, all right, all right, all right, all right. Yeah, why, bro? This one here, some. Yes, sir. We up. Pardon me, y'all. Maybe I should do this before I go live, huh? Get all the chats and all that stuff set up. That's what Kai would do, huh? What would Kai do? What would DDG do? What would all the rest of them fucking streams gotta do? Yeah, I forgot to let somebody know. All right, so as I said, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good other part of the day this video shoots reach you. I hope you're feeling fine, I hope you're feeling well, I hope you're feeling blessed. I hope you realize that you are blessed because you get to see a day that somebody else did not get to see. This beautiful fucking day. It's hot as fucking Florida, but it's beautiful out here. It's fucking beautiful. I almost look at me on this fresh cut Friday. What's the little Chinese? I can't think of it right now. I have to stop the little Chinese boy. Go tell him go pick up the fucking mango outside my house. Yeah, China man, China. You know, if you got mangoes and trees, fruit trees in your neighborhood, just share with your neighbors. It'll come in handy. All right, so today we want to talk about Donald Trump's executive orders. It has been a wild ass last 24 hours in the United States appeals courts. Donald Trump has been on a terror spree. That's just the least way, the easiest way to say it. He's been on a terror spree recently. We've seen him put into place a bunch of different executive orders that our U.S. court system has said pretty much you can't do a lot of that shit, bro. Like, just stop it. There's a lot of people that don't understand that the United States government is split up into three branches. Three, three, three. Tres brancheros, or however you say it in Spanish. But they're broken up into three categories. You have the executive branch, which is the president. You have the judicial branch, which is our courts. And you have the legislative branch, which is Congress. Each section has power to check the other section to make sure that no other party, or excuse me, no other section gets a little too wild, it gets a little too brash, just doesn't do no fuck shit. And unfortunately, we've been seeing Donald Trump do a lot of fuck shit in his first it's past his first 100 days now, but now in his second term, we've seen Donald Trump do a lot of fuck shit. And a lot of that fuck shit has been stopped by the US courts. So the last 24 hours has been pretty eventful in the sense of, as you've seen on any news station, on Twitter, on X, on Facebook, on everywhere you've probably looked, you've seen that Donald Trump has deployed U.S. troops to stop or quell the riots. I put that in quotes. The riots, or so-called alleged riots that are going on in California, Los Angeles, to be exact. But that's unprecedented. You're not supposed to have the United States military on U.S. soil going against United States citizens. Some of the troops are even starting to reports are coming out saying that some of the troops are even morally compromised. They're morally conflicted right now because they're saying, hey, these are our peers. We're not supposed to be doing this against our peers. These are our people, this is our family members, our friends, our community. Why are you calling me to, step down on my community, my friends? And it's shocking. It's shocking to say the least. So as a result of Donald Trump putting the troops in LA, we've seen, put it on the screen here. We've seen in the last 24 hours a federal judge actually block Trump's seizure of California's National Guard, saying, hey, that is unconstitutional. You don't have the right to do that. What you're doing is just unconstitutional. Stop. Just stop in your fucking tracks, Donald Trump. That was late last night. As you can see on the screen, that was June 12th, and today is June 13th. So late last night, that order came through that said, hey, Trump, you can't hijack the National Guard. They got to go back to the California governor's hands. That's the way this shit's supposed to rock. That's the way this shit's supposed to roll. You can't do that. But unfortunately, Donald Trump has appointed a lot of federal judges. Some of these judges have worked in his favor. Some of these judges have not worked in his favor. Unfortunately, as of this morning, as of today, as of right now, we had an appeals court judge overrule that ruling and say, "Hey, we're gonna just we got to look through this. We got to comb through this stuff and see if there's if he does have the right. We don't know. They're muddying the waters right now, and that is one of the prime tactics that was listed in Project 2025. Do a shotgun blast of bullshit and let it all end up in the courts. And hopefully, we'll have a Trump appointed judge that says, well, you know what? I can figure out a way to say that he got the power to do this. That's what we're seeing right now. So we're seeing a battle in the U.S. appeals courts that we've never seen before because these laws and these rules and these boundaries are being tested like no other. That's why a lot of these judges are earning their keep right now. Judges are some very well paid individuals, but unfortunately, this is the shit that they got to deal with. That's what leads them to being so well paid because they got to really deal with a lot of bullshit. Unfortunately, now the other piece of legislation, another thing that has happened in the last 24 hours, is that Donald Trump has signed an executive order. And all of these actions that the appeals court is rolling back are actually executive orders that Donald Trump signed. These aren't acts of Congress. These aren't new laws that have been put in place. These are executive orders that Donald Trump wrote out and said, hey, this is some shit that I want to do because Project 2025 said so. So we're going to do it. And that's what he did. He used that fucking pen and wrote out in executive order said he wants to do all this bullshit, and that's what our judges are rolling back and saying, "Nah, dog, you ain't got the power to do that type of shit. So just chill out, cool out, just ease up, brother, ease up, and we gonna take care of this." So another thing that we've seen one of Donald Trump's executive orders get overturned is Donald Trump. Wrong one. Donald Trump wanted to overhaul the federal election system. He wanted you to have to prove that you are an American citizen to be able to vote. Wanted to show your citizenship status as a right to vote. Well, a U.S. a U.S. federal judge blocked that and said, "Hey, you can't overhaul federal elections just based on an executive order. That's going to take an act of Congress to do. That's going to take some process to do. That's going to take a process to do. That's going to take some thinking and some rationale to make happen. You grab your pen, can't just grab your pen, write an executive order, and say, well, you know what? I'm going to do this because I can do it." And that's essentially what Donald Trump has been trying to use these executive orders to do, to try and overhaul legal precedent. He's been trying to use executive orders to overhaul acts that really should go through Congress. He's trying to overhaul things that really should be debated on and voted on. But since it's in Project 2025 and he's trying to install every fucking thing that is written in that goddamn book, he's going to use executive orders to do most of it. And because we've had such an assault on the U.S. education system over the last however long by the GOP and the Republicans and whoever else that just stand by and say, oh, politics ain't got nothing to do with me. I don't really do that shit. You know what I'm saying? I ain't really got nothing. I ain't gonna pay attention to all that. Because of all that, we've had an assault on the U.S. education system. And simple things that people learn in elementary school, middle school. Well, not really elementary school. They don't really go deep into politics and American government in elementary school. But simple high school and middle school civics lessons will teach you the power of the president. Simple high school and middle school American government classes teach you how executive orders and laws and these things are supposed to come about and go. So the average person that's like that it let me just tell y'all, because I do political content and have been doing political content for a while, people feel comfortable just telling me all of their political views in any way, shape, or form. It's challenging sometimes to not call them fucking idiots to their face and try and figure out a way to say, hey, that's not right, right? You know, it's challenging to me sometimes to be like, hey, I could tell you skip high school a lot because this is simple high school American government lessons here. These are simple things that our fucking kids are being taught in school that grown ass adults don't even realize. And they'll tell you, oh, well, Trump got the right to do that, don't he? No, no, he don't. So that's why these federal judges have been booting all these executive orders back out, because he does not have the power to do that stuff. And we're starting to see some of his executive orders get booted out in what I like to call the Friday afternoon news dump, where they'll release these rulings on a Thursday night, Friday afternoon, to where it catches the news cycle, but it does not stand the news cycle long enough, because after Friday, Saturday, people start thinking about the weekend and what they got going on. They don't really pay attention to politics and the news and headlines, things of that nature, until Monday morning. So their hope is that this stuff will get out there and kind of fizzle out. But we got to stay vigilant. We got to stay ever present in the moment and understand that a lot of this stuff that we're seeing is just it shouldn't be happening, quite honestly. And to see it happening and no one saying shit in the government is appalling. And it shows you the complacency or the complicit nature of the Republican Party. And I know people are going to, accuse me of forever going hard on the Republican Party. But when you look at the state of America and how we've got here and the things that are going on and the things that negatively impact Americans, it's hard to overlook the fact that a lot of that shit is Republican legislation. We have Medicaid and Medicare and food stamps and all these social services that are up for just being fucked up, all because of the Republicans. We have a number of individuals across the state of Florida that stay complaining about taxes, housing, the economy, all types of shit in the state of Florida, and they will overlook the fact that Florida has been run by Republicans for at least 20, 30 years now. I'm 41 years old. You have to go back to, was it Lawton Childs? You have to go back to like the 90s, the early mid 90s, to see any type of Democratic leadership in majority in the state of Florida. So when people tell me that Florida is this, Florida is that, and they complain about stuff in Florida and they're Republicans, it's hard for me not to point out, like, hey, you're complaining about shit that your party did. You voted for this stuff. And as a government official, it's even harder to bite my tongue when I'm in my official capacity and individuals are telling me, oh, well, Trump is going to fix all this, DeSantis is going to fix all this. And I want to look at him in the eye and be like, do you realize that the governor that you voted for is the reason why you're losing this fucking service? You in here giving my staff a fucking problem because your governor that you voted for wants to boot you off Medicaid. But you telling me DeSantis and Trump is gonna fix all this. So this is why I say we gotta stay ever vigilant and present in the moment and know what's going on and not just pay attention to the headlines. Pay attention to the details and remember what has happened throughout that time. Um, I'm getting beside the point here, but before I get back to the point, to prove my point, we just had um, Israel strike Iran's capital, killing a lot of important figures in their government. And the United States Department, U.S. State Department, put out a memo saying that hey, that was totally on them. They went on board. They went on ahead and did all that themselves. We had nothing to do with that, and yada 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 yada. But we were overlook. Matter of fact, we're overlooking the fact that let me see if I can do this really quick here. Pardon me, one moment, chat, because I want to show you guys something here that I found very funny. I shared that article. I didn't screenshot that article. In a moment, chat. Come on. You motherfucker, you. I didn't tell you to leave the screen. All right, so okay, hold on, y'all. I got this. 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 Ah, image photo library. Let's go. There we go. So yes, as of yesterday, we had Israel. Why is it not showing y'all the article? There we go. I'm sorry, there's a little delay. Um, so as of yesterday, we had Israel have a military strike on, and I totally get this is outside of the purview of what I said off we talk about. But whenever on do his rooms, we take opportunities when you got them. We seen Israel strike Iran as of yesterday. You know, firing missiles at their military installations, their capital, killing important members of their government. And immediately after that, the State Department tried to distance themselves. Some say, "Hey, that was on Israel. They did all that stuff on their own. We had no warning. We had no idea that this was going to happen." But last week, the United States State Department also sent a memo to their staff members in Iran that were not essential personnel and told them, "Hey, get y'all ass up out of Iran. We're just heightening security, but all the unessential personnel need to leave Iran immediately." That was last week. This morning, Trump tried to say, "Oh, well, it was a nice thing that they did, but we ain't do nothing. We didn't have nothing to do with it." But as you can see on your screen, in March of this very fucking year, the United States State Department sent more military aid to Israel than the Biden administration had ever sent in the entire time that they was in office. You heard me say that right. Donald Trump's White House sent more military equipment, bombs, fucking bullets, incendiary rounds, drones, whatever the fuck you can think about that can blow some shit up. They sent it there. Mustard gas, things that Joe Biden and Kamala Harris had said, well, you know what? We're not sending that shit. We're not sending all this wild shit. Trump said we're going to send it. That was just in March. And fast forward to June, Israel strikes Iran. But hey, the State Department said we ain't got nothing to do. We ain't know nothing about that. But last week y'all sent that notice that said, hey, unessential personnel, come on home. What's this say? Hello, Stinky Grease. What up, Stinky Grease? Let's see. Are you into? I have no idea what the fuck you're saying, bro, or girl, or whoever you are. I'm no offense. You please retype your comment. Are you into? I don't know what the hell that is, and that's some. If that's some freaky shit, no. Just be honest with you, man. No. So we've seen all this. We've seen a bunch of different things happen over the course of Trump's presidency that got rolled back by executive action. Excuse me, rolled back by appeals court judges. Now, one of the main things I wanted to talk about or touch on today, it's just the good old boys being good old boy. It's just good old boys being boys novels. Okay, I read a lot of shit. As you can see back here, we got a book. And then anytime I go live or do anything like this, you're gonna see a book that I've read in my lifetime that has had some type of impact on me. Today's book is Know Thyself by Dr. Naeem Akbar, noted FAMU scholar. In order for you to stay sane and talk about the shit that I'm talking about, you have really got to know yourself. If you don't know who you are as an individual, talking about politics with random people will fuck you up. Talk about politics with random people will make you go insane if you don't know who the fuck you are. But since I know who I am, I'm perfectly sane. I just crash out just for the fun of it. And to be honest, I am lightweight a troll, but I only troll people that try and fuck with me. I only troll people that stay focused more so on the how I'm saying something than the what I'm saying. God damn, go get your shit fixed, bro. Fucking up my stream with your loud ass car driving by. But as I say, I only choose to troll people that choose to focus on how I'm saying something than what I'm saying. If you focus more so on how I said than what I'm saying, get ready for me to tap dance all over your fucking feelings because I know you're an emotionally driven person, and it's going to be very, very, very funny for me and fun for me to play with your fucking emotions because it's easy to play with emotionally driven person's emotions. I probably shouldn't say that live on stream, but I'm the political crash out, and it is what it is. Let's see. I started reading it, but my brother is afraid of me. He thinks I might try something. Well, don't do nothing to your brother, man. Just tell your brother, he cool. Shit, be cool, brother. Be cool, and you be cool too. Don't be doing no weird shit around your brother. That'll help your brother trust you. If you don't do weird shit, people ain't gonna think you weird. I'm just be honest with you. When I did weird shit or crazy shit, people think I'm weird and crazy. So the general rule of thumb is don't do weird shit. People won't think you weird. Don't do crazy shit. People won't think you crazy. Don't do crazy shit. Um, it's easy to stay grounded when you know yourself. That's why know thyself is back there because what we're talking about today, it's a lot of misinformation that goes around. And as I said before, when you have these conversations with individuals, and I've been doing this for a while, it's easy to get lost. It's easy to get lost if you don't know who you are and don't know how to stay grounded and true to what you know to be true and righteous. Oh yeah, recycle the black dollar, y'all. Shout out to Swift. I need to get me another shirt. Oh, chat. Thank you, chat. I appreciate chat. I appreciate the chat, but just stop responding to certain things in the chat. If you love boys, live and let live. I believe in live and let live. Love who the fuck you want to love. Fuck who the fuck you want to fuck. Suck who the fuck you want to suck. Eat whoever the fuck you want to eat. That's how I feel about it. You won't get no bashing of that type over here. It's not gonna happen. I got a gay stepsister that taught me how to beat niggas up. So I was taught how to fight by a gay woman. Maybe that's why I'll be so fierce when I'm fighting, because women, they get this getting fisticuffs. Oh, that's some fierce shit right there. But my gay stepsister taught me how to throw hands. And these motherfuckers are certified. Matter of fact, I got some teeth marks that are in my knuckle from a fight a long time ago. War wounds, baby. But to get back to the point where I was talking about Donald Trump's executive orders, the main one that I wanted to touch on today was TPS. Donald Trump signed an executive order to revoke the temporary protected status for Venezuelans, Cubans, Haitians, and Colombians a couple of months ago. And when I did the content, I had a very simple statement that I made.
Comrade 47 said your overstayed your welcome, Zo. It's time to go. TPS has been ended for over 500,000 Haitians in the United States of America with a stroke of a pen, just like that. But as I said with the Venezuelan content when I made that post, I don't know how much faith I personally would put in the program whose first word is temporary.
Let's run it back.
Comrade 47 said your overstayed your welcome, Zo. It's time to go. TPS has been ended for over 500,000 Haitians in the United States of America with a stroke of a pen, just like that. But as I said with the Venezuelan content when I made that post, I don't know how much faith I personally would put in the program whose first word is temporary. It's telling you that it's only for a short period of time.
So when I seen this, and the Supreme Court, and the courts basically said it could ride, he could ride with it. They came out this, hey, 500,000, y'all. It's time to go. It's time to fucking go. Now, let's switch up because we're talking about this. Let me see. Woo! Don't be telling me I look kind of fine on Facebook. Motherfucker, I am fine. Excuse me, I am fine. I even put the motherfucker. Somebody just told me I look kind of fine on the Facebook. I am fine. And I just got a fresh cut. Don't say nothing. I need to get my hair done. But y'all realize this is what Killmonger hair would look like if Killmonger never would have died and his shit would have got long. Like he had the top dread shit. So this is Killmonger stole my haircut. I'm just being honest with y'all flat out. They got inspiration for Killmonger's haircut in Wakanda Forever and all that Black Panther stuff from me. Somebody saw me with my dreads and the top, hot top shit. And I was like, hey, that'd be a good look for Killmonger. I don't know if that's really what happened, but that's what I'm gonna say happened, and that's how I sleep at night. So if you don't believe it, oh well. But we've seen these executive orders. We've seen this executive order for the revocation of temporary protected status happen months ago. And then it was challenged in the courts and it's been tied up in courts. And as of today, the Trump administration has got the okay from the courts to tell 500,000 Cubans, Venezuelans, Haitians, and Colombians they got to go. And they're being nice by saying you have to self-deport. I don't know how it's gonna go, especially considering we know now that the Haitians don't stand a chance in hell at being let back into the country. it's going to be interesting because the Cubans, the Venezuelans, and the Colombians now have limited access to visas. So if they're being told they got to self deport, and a lot of these individuals, let's take the Cubans for example. When the Cubans get deported and leave America and go back to Cuba, their name is already on the list as being a political dissident. Their name is already in the Cuban government system as being a fucking problem. Same things for the Colombians, same thing for the Venezuelans. When they get deported back to their country, they're not welcome with open arms. A lot of times they're harassed and they're treated like fucking traitors. And in the case of the Haitians, there is no government for them to go back to. A lot of them are going back if they decide to go back. A lot of them are going back to slums and just some straight up gang violence and flat out fuckery. So we're talking about 500,000 individuals that came to America under the state of under the threat of political violence. Sometimes they were well-off individuals in their country, and all of a sudden they became victims of gang. They were targeted by gangs, and they had to leave the country, i.e., Haiti, to come to America to be safer. And if you remember, what was it? It was about five. Whenever the two earthquakes that hit Haiti, that's when we saw a lot of Haitians come over after the earthquakes. So we had individuals that were fleeing a fucked up situation that are now being told, "Hey, you got to go," and I really don't care what you say. You got to go, and you can't come back. In the case of the Haitians, and in the case of the Venezuelans, Cubans, Colombians, if they're not wealthy and well off, they're not going to be able to afford those visas. Because don't make no mistake about it, that limited number of visas is not for the common person. It's for the diplomats. It's for the wealthy individuals in those countries. It's for the individuals with influence politically in that country. It's not meant for the students. Yeah, they limited all that. Student visa, bye bye. Work visas, bye bye. Special circumstances visa, bye bye. All of those different visas have been limited severely, and they're not giving a fuck about your political status in that country. They're saying you got to haul ass now, which is crazy because, like I said, a lot of these individuals were fleeing messed up situations in their country. So now you're telling them they got to go back. I don't know how this is going to play out for TPS recipients, especially since we've already seen ICE raids on court buildings, immigration offices, lawyers' offices with individuals that are currently going through, have TPS that are going through the steps to become US citizens. So I don't know how this is going to impact them, but I can tell you that I don't think it's going to impact them in a positive way. Unless y'all keep seeing me bite my mouth and pause throughout the course of this, because I was trying hard. Trying, fuck it. A lot of individuals voted for this shit. A lot of individuals in the Latin American community voted for this. I personally know a lot of Haitian individuals that supported Donald Trump, that were in my DMs telling me why they should, that Trump, this, that, and other, that were bold to post right after the election, oh, we just got to give him a chance, Trump, 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 Trump. Kodak Black might be the most famous Haitian on Trump dick right now. But he been quiet. So has all the rest of them. We've seen, I said this on my last stream, the creator of Cubans for Trump, Ileana Garcia, state representative Ileana Garcia on the Miami-Dade. she's feeling used because she said, hey, this is not what we created Latinos for Trump for our brethren, our sistren, our aunties, our nieces, our nephews to be booted out of the country. But as I've said in previous content, the Latin American individuals in America came over here and had this assimilation process in their head that said, because of the color of my skin, I can pass as white. And I don't think you guys ever noticed that on applications, they started to ask a question specifically aimed at figuring out if you're Hispanic or not. Because we had so many Hispanics coming over here saying they're white, they had to add a question to application that said, are you of Hispanic descent? If you identify as white. It has white, Hispanic descent, white, non-Hispanic descent. It they had to add a question because it was a prevalent thing that was happening. So much so that you guys fooled your fucking self. You didn't listen to the man say he was going to have the biggest fucking deportation of all time under his administration. What you thought he was going after Haitians, Muslims, Nicaraguans? Well, not y'all Chico too. That thing going after everybody else. He damn sure ain't going to deport the Europeans, Chinese people either. And when you look at the amount of foreigners in this country, by far and in large, Latin Americans are the biggest group of foreigners. I won't call you immigrants. Fuck it, I call you immigrants. They are the biggest group of immigrants in this country. And when you lie to yourself and lie to your people and go around telling people, because there's even clips of an old Spanish lady on the internet rolling around right now crying because her grandson is being deported. And it must hurt them to their soul right now. For those people that are of Venezuelan, Cuban, Colombian, and Haitian descent, it must hurt them in their souls to know that they voted for this. And I'll be honest, I'm unapologetic about pointing that shit out to y'all either. And I'm never going to apologize for it because you voted for this. These individuals that supported Trump and Project 2025 had all this shit laid out in the handbook. But y'all looked at that handbook and said, publicly, you said it didn't exist. Privately, you said, oh, they're not talking about us. Fast forward, now you're regretting ever fucking casting that vote for Trump. Because over 500,000, come on, motherfucker. Oh, man, come on now. Just fucked up my Steam. Oh, that just fucked up my Steam. Because as of now, over 500,000, you motherfucker, you come on now. Y'all just fucking up my mojo. It's fucking Apple Pencil. Because as of now, over 500,000 of y'all have to go. The impact on the U.S. workforce is going to be immense. I'm going to tell you right now, as a black man in America, you're not getting me in no motherfucking field. I'm not going to no fucking fields. I'm not farming shit that ain't in my yard. I'm going to just say that out loud right now and I'm going to proclaim it. Because they're going to be looking for motherfuckers to farm these fields. They're going to be looking for motherfuckers to build these buildings. Because right now, builders, farmers, all over America are feeling buyer's remorse because they voted for this. And the impact is their workforce has been depleted. You got roofers that can't do roofs. You got builders that can't do shit. You got farmers that are talking about their crops are going to spoil because they don't have the manpower to go out there and harvest them. So they're literally spoiling on the vine in the field. And Trump just said 500,000 of y'all have to go, have to self-deportate. And the Supreme and the federal court said he can do it. He apparently has the right to end the temporary protected status for y'all. But as I said in my
Comrade
content
47
before,
said your overstayed your welcome, Zoe. It's time to go. TPS has been ended for over 500,000 Haitians in the United States of America with the stroke of a pen, just like that.
fucking pin.
But as I said with the Venezuelan content when I made that post, I don't know how much faith I personally would put in a program whose first word is temporary. It's
temporary. The first word in that motherfucking program is called temporary. Temporary protected status. What's up, chat? Chat. My chat say Trump is too old. That's a whole nother motherfucking topic, bro. Like, I got a clip that's loaded up based off my last live stream. I said I'm in shock that all these black Americans that would say they was tired of seeing America being run by old rich white men didn't want to vote for Kamala. We got a lot of individuals that got mommy issues out here in the world. You motherfuckers need to go to therapy and talk to the lady and come up off your mommy issues. Because we had an overwhelming amount of individuals. It's gonna do that shit again. We had an overwhelming amount of individuals that voted for Joe Biden, but put it in their head that they were not going to vote for Kamala Harris. I actually got some data to show that. So let's add a new scene here. This fucking Apple Pencil pissing me off. Goddamn minute. Put my graphic on the screen for y'all. Now, as you can see on the screen, I know I'm looking over here. I'm looking at the chats and all that shit, so the chat is a little behind me. But as we can see on the screen here, based on this data here from Nano, or I forgot who the fuck did this damn thing here, you can see. I can't zoom in. Trying to zoom in, y'all, but I ain't gonna do it. As you can see on the screen there was a net 35 decline in the amount of black men that voted for Joe Biden that did not want to vote for Kamala Harris. There's a net 29 decline in black people 18 to 54, period, that voted for Joe Biden that did not vote for Kamala Harris. Black non-college educated individuals. Oh, don't say it. Don't fucking say that. Don't say that. Don't say that. You gonna get canceled. You say that shit. Keep it in your head. Keep it in your head. See, I don't always crash out and say everything that comes to my mind. There's a lot of people that think I say everything that comes to my mind, but if y'all knew the battles that I have in my head and with the send button every day, because I literally type some stuff up, and then the send button would be like, "Do you really want to say that?" And I'd be like, "Fuck, you're right. Let's just not do that. They cancel for saying that." But non-college educated individuals, there's a net 24 decline. And then individuals that voted for Joe Biden that did not want to vote for Kamala Harris. And you see the Chico men? Them motherfuckers all but flipped. So we seen historically motherfuckers say shit like, I'm tired of seeing this country run by old white men. And then when you have an opportunity to vote for a black woman, look, like Kabi said. So the narrative that America was tired of being run by old white men, I don't want to hear that shit no more. Because this type of shit that a data-driven person does. A data-driven person gonna look for that data and the information and try and figure out why it happened. The data always tells a story. And the story is, you motherfuckers weren't tired of old white men running the country. And as a result, this is what we got. This is what the fuck we got. This is what we got. This is what we got. This is what we got. Fucking U.S. troops being deployed on U.S. streets. This is what we got because you motherfuckers was not tired of seeing old white men run the fucking country. Don't tell me that you tired of old white men running this fucking country and you had the ability to vote for a black woman and you niggas still voted for a white man. Or said, politics ain't got nothing. I'm gonna stick this one out. Stupid motherfuckers. Tell me that shit. Excuse me. Oh, I got some activity in the chat. Got some activity in the chat. Where the hell you see that abbreviation at? Cademan? Because this is the screen that we were on. And where the hell you see AAPI? I don't know. Google it. Speaking of Google, a simple Google search will save a lot of y'all some embarrassment when y'all be online trying to argue with people about politics and what y'all think the powers of the president can do. When you base your information off of tweets and what I heard, well, they told me, or don't you just think about it. That's the number one motherfucker thing people used to tell me before the election. Man, just think about it, man. I just feel like your fucking feelings are not facts, bitch. Shit. I can't tell you how many times I told people your fucking feelings ain't facts, and I don't give a fuck about your feelings. I care about facts. And then they get mad at me because I say I don't care about their feelings. Yeah, feelings got you running around like a fucking idiot. All right, let's go back to this graphic here. Oh, mixed races. Those are the mixies. What in let me not say any derogatory terms. Those are individuals that are referred to with multiple races. No, I ain't talking about you. You ain't talking about you. I'm just talking in general. I had a thought based off your question about saying, motherfuckers be out here just basing their shit off random shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't base my phone on Sputnik or RT today. Oh, you from Europe? Damn, I reached across the pond. Good day, mate. Oh, excuse me. Chip cheerio. Hello. How good day? Whatever you the hell y'all say over there in Europe. Hey, how you doing? Thank you for joining me on the Political Crash Out live from the Political Garage, as it was deemed on my very first stream by my very first chatter. Motherfucker say, why you still call it the Political Garage? That's where you're at. I'm like, shit, because I'm the Political Crash Out. It is what it is. Um, but we've got to the point in America where y'all told me that y'all, like I said, y'all wanted this country to be run by somebody else, and that ain't the case. Because, like I said, y'all had the ability to vote for motherfuckers, the black woman, and you didn't do it. We actually seen a decline. So when people see me go hard at Black America about voting, not voting as much, or black men about, not supporting Kamala, I'm not overlooking the individuals that did vote or didn't, or actually, supported Kamala. I see y'all and I thank y'all. But as I've said before, and I'm gonna continue to say, it's not enough. It's not fucking nearly enough. It's nowhere near fucking enough. If black people got out and voted, the black community would be in a way better condition in America. That's just the simple reality of the situation. And all I got out here talking about executive orders. Speaking of executive orders, we've seen executive orders from Trump that have rolled back protections for black people across the board. And while some will try and say that only impacts us on a federal level, my statement to that is, as a business owner, you and I both know that we take our lead from the federal government. When the federal government acts a certain way, we follow behind that shit. So when the federal government says you can basically discriminate, and the Supreme Court has rulings that makes it easier for people to file anti-discrimination lawsuits, they say, hey, you're discriminating me because I'm not a part of a protected class or a minority group. It don't take a rocket science to see what's going on. It does not. But unfortunately, and I gotta give another shout out to Ace of Blades, my barbershop, because every Friday when I go on there, and I just tell y'all my location and all that type of shit. But please don't run up on me. Please don't run up. I am the last person on fucking earth that you ever want to run up on. Tell you right now, I can 30-minute shootout on me every day. But shout out to Ace of Blades, because we just had another conversation in there that is gonna make it to the internet. And it's talked about the dopamine effect that the black community is chasing. Black America stays wanting to detach or just relax or take a break from everything. And I get it. We constantly are dealing with bullshit, but we cannot take our eyes off what's going on. We can't detach. We can't seek that dopamine fix or that dopamine hit. Excuse me. Uh-oh. We can't afford to not pay attention to what's going on out here in the world. When we're saying things that like when we're saying things like, oh, politics has nothing to do with me, or that ain't got nothing to do with me, it's it's signing your own death certificate in a sense. That's what it really is doing. I made the point to a person that told me that politics ain't have nothing to do with them. I asked them, did they have any kids? Man said yes. They kind of got both. I know you're gonna bring my kids to. You gonna bring my jits in this, dog. You gonna talk about my jits? I'm like, nah, dog. I never disrespect kids. You know, even though in the back of my mind, I'd be like, fuck them kids. I ain't never disrespect kids openly. But I wanted to bring his kids into the conversation so he can understand just how much politics had to do with his life. Because the reason I asked him, did he have kids? Because my next question was, how much did you pay out of your pocket for those kids to be born? And the man looked at me dead in my eyes and said, I ain't paid nothing. Ain't the government supposed to take, man, the government take that? Ain't they supposed to take care of that? I was like, what? What'd you say? You're like, the government. Ain't they supposed to? I was like, oh. So you mean to tell me that the politics that you ain't got shit to do with put a program in place that paid Medicaid, that paid for your child to be born? I was like, the neighborhood sheet posted, you're absolutely right. We do talk shit about other people's kids, like that little motherfucker bad. Boy. Oh man. Oh man. But I had to point out to him, like, the policies you say that don't have nothing to do with you was the reason that your kid, that you have to pay for your child to be born you know what I'm saying? And to dive a little deeper in it, I was like, I said, how much do you pay for your kids to eat at school every day? Or they get free lunch. Oh shit. Whoa, you mean tell me the government feeding the motherfuckers too? But politics ain't got nothing to do with you. You don't do politics though, but politics ain't got nothing to do with you. But the government feeds your fucking kids at school. I promise you, anybody that could tell me that politics ain't got nothing to do with them or they don't do politics, I can point out in your own personal fucking life how politics will do you. I can point, I promise you I can connect the dots. I've been a government official for a long time. Damn near 15 years now, 41. Damn near 15 years I've worked in social services. I can point out to anybody on this stream, off this stream, walking down the street, any fucking where in the world, how government impacts your life in ways that you don't even fucking realize. So when people tell me that politics ain't got nothing to do with them, first of all, I'd be ready to slap them across their fucking head. But secondly, I feel compelled to have a conversation with them to let them know how politics actually does impact their life, even if they don't want to impact their life. So we got a lot of activity in the chat. Yeah, let's see. What do I think about European politics? Truthfully, I don't know much about European politics. Um, Outside of the war in Ukraine that's been going on for forever and a fucking day, like, which I think is a personal travesty because while so many people stated openly that Israel has the right to defend itself from threat from God, from I want to say God, from Hamas, there was a lot of questions being raised about Ukraine's ability to protect themselves from Russia. So I've always thought that dynamic was kind of fucked up. That people would say, "Oh, Israel has the right," but the Ukraine war got to stop immediately, and they didn't even start the war. So that always that's the only part of European politics that I really maybe even could even touch on. Outside of that, I don't know anything about y'all parliament. I don't know much about, you know, pretty much what's going on over there because we got a lot of fucked up shit going on here in America. And I'm trying to get black people to recycle the black dollar and know thyself so that we can succeed and prosper as a people here in America. So I won't lie to you. I don't know much about European politics. I just don't. And that's one thing I'm never going to shy away from is when telling when I don't know something. And my friends will tell you, I will tell them to their face, hey, please don't make me lie to you because I don't know. And I say that because I say that out of necessity because when you tell people you don't know something and you're in my position, they view you, you're supposed to know every fucking thing. And they're gonna pep you with questions and shit like, hey man, but what about? What about? What about? And I have to say, hey, please don't make me lie to you. I do not know. Now, if you want me to make up some shit out of thin air, I'll do that. But I'd be lying. And I don't want to be like so many other influencers that are all over TikTok and Instagram and Facebook and X and wherever else you see these motherfuckers just spewing crazy and hateful shit. Case in point, before the election, we had a lot of influencers in America hollering, saying there's a lot of good different government programs that are giving immigrants free money and free housing and free this and free that and free. People were sharing this shit all over the social media sites. I just want to point out that Doge didn't find any of those programs and say, hey, this is wasteful spending, so we're gonna cut it out. Doge would have had this shit on the flag, waving it. Hey, look at this program. This is the program all the influencers were talking about. There was no executive order from Trump saying, hey, we're going to get rid of this program that took the immigrants taken care of, taking advantage of. You know, so that's one of the things that I'm going to always tell you. I'm going to tell you if I don't know. Let's see. say you say I'm Euro, and half the time I don't fucking know what's going on either. Make two of us, dogs. Yes, Russia's a dictatorship and is a criminal state. They're run by criminals. What can you expect? People don't even know that. Well, I don't know if people really know that this motherfucker, Vladimir Putin, has basically been influential in the Russian government. I'm 41. Since I was at least 10 years old. This man was a KGB agent, one of the top KGB agents in Russia, and ascended to the dictatorship role that he's in now. So this man has been running the place. There's even an old photo circling out on the internet. You can find it. I wish I had thought about this before. I'd have had it loaded up here, where Vladimir Putin took a picture in front of the White House. Well, actually, he didn't take a picture. Somebody took a picture. A family was on vacation. They took a picture, a family portrait in front of the White House. And in the background of that picture is Vladimir Putin, undercover in his spy shit. What else we got in the chat? Yeah, recycle the black dollar is a great slogan. Those Russia don't really care about their own people. They're under dictatorship. Yeah, Putin wants Russia to be an empire. They rules over other peoples. Damn. Yeah. That we're seeing a lot of Putin and Trump right now. A lot of in America, we're seeing Trump use his executive orders the same way Putin just spits out orders. That's the same way Putin makes directives, and Russia has to follow it lockstep and key because he's installed people that will kill you if you basically oppose him. That's pretty much what's going on. We've seen numerous individuals get killed by Russian spy services over the years. Numerous motherfuckers been off by Putin. It ain't even funny how many people he's killed for just speaking out against what he's doing in Russia. And Donald Trump is trying to do the same shit here in America. Yeah, he got elected. He officially got elected in 1999. 99, y'all. 99, 2000, back with Cash Money first, you know what I'm saying? Taking over from 99 to 2000. That was Putin. Putin said the same shit. I'm taking over from the nine. This motherfucking this damn rate. Take that race car somewhere else, dog. when Juvenile and Cash Money said I'm taking over for the 99 and 2000, Putin said the same shit, but he meant it. We seen Juvenile and Cash Money fizzle off, but Putin's ain't went no fucking where. Nowhere. Yeah, I'm glad you brought it up, Mr. Neighborly Sheep Poster. Putin actually changed the Russian constitution so that he did not have to leave power. And we're going to see Donald Trump try the same fucking move, y'all. So this is why we have to stay vigilant and understand that these three branches of government are supposed to check each other, because when Trump tries to do that Putin move and change the constitution to try and keep himself or keep people like him in power, the revolution will be televised. Now, another thing, you're right. He will need a supermajority to try and overdo that. So hopefully, my guess is that my hope is that when we have the midterm elections this year or next year, all these next couple of years, when we have the midterm elections, different congressmen and senators are going to be up for re-election. I hope the motherfuckers that have been giving unchecked power to Donald Trump in Congress, House and the Senate, will get voted the fuck out of office. Because we're seeing some of these Republicans, they're just plain complacent. They're plainly complicit with the bullshit. They want to see this shit happen because they feel like, hey, a lot of them feel marginalized because white America had this idea of the replacement theory, and they've held on to it, and they think they're going to be replaced by black people and immigrants, and we just kind of take it over. That's where Trump kept saying, they're going to take your jobs. They took your jobs. That is replacement theory sloganism 101. And America ate that shit up. America ate that shit up. check my chats over here. Let me check my other chats because make sure I focused on all my damn chats here. Yeah, Jordan, that was kind of funny. But I ain't gonna lie, I already put it in my mind to clip that shit. Now straight off the dome, so I didn't mean it in a negative way. I just I just show y'all how my brain works. I say shit. I've been always known as the person that will say what most people are thinking. Sometimes that shit helps me, sometimes that shit hurts me. Either way, motherfuckers ain't gonna know I'm lying to them. Cause they gonna say this motherfucker speaks the truth. Period. I am one sexy motherfucker though. Okay, so let's see. Mike John. Oh shit! What the hell? I'm losing comments in the chat. Yeah. Yeah. Mike Johnson's right. If the Democrats take over, like they did last time. Speaking of last time, Democrats are the reason y'all motherfuckers got them stimmies too. I know a lot of black people that was telling me, "Oh, Trump gave us stimulus checks." That's because he printed his name on the bottom of that shit. You dumb motherfuckers. The Democrats in Congress are the ones that push them stimulus checks out to y'all. And if we being fucking real, Biden gave you more money. So everybody told me Trump gave them a stimulus check. Biden gave you more cash. Biden gave you a lot more. Is that violated community standard already? Facebook is gonna take my monetization away from me, y'all. I know it, and I don't care. But I don't care. I'm gonna be me and I'm gonna talk my shit. I'm gonna crash out. I'm gonna crash all the way the fuck out too. Um, but yes, Mike Johnson is right. If Democrats take over in the House, we gonna see some motherfucking shit to happen. Ho, we got another one in the chat. Cops lives matter, bro. You're right. You're absolutely right. Nobody said cops' lives didn't matter. But if you're saying that to troll me, joke's on you, idiot. I don't give a fuck. Like, cops' lives matter. But bullshit cops, they need to get dealt with. You know what I'm saying? They got internal affairs investigations for motherfuckers like that. You know, what I will say is the fucked up cops in society make it hard on the quote unquote good cops. I won't get into the whole good cop, bad cop debate. You know, I won't even entertain that shit because good and bad is subjective of your viewpoint. But when we talk about, you know, all that, oh, and I think you might have said that because of my shirt, but it's not a Black Lives Matter shirt. It says recycle the black dollar. You know what I'm saying? Let me make sure you can see that properly. Recycle the black dollar, meaning keep the black dollar circulating within the community. But yeah, cops' lives matter. And I'll be honest, I'll be transparent with you. One of my best fucking friends is a cop. I won't tell you where he's at and all that other stuff because I don't, you know what I'm saying? But one of my best fucking friends is a cop. And I love him to death and I hope he comes home to his kids every fucking night. When I was in college, won't say this officer's name, but if you know me, you know who I'm talking about. There's a very, very, very cool ass cop that was at FAMU that, quite frankly, he looked out for some lost souls and kept some stupid motherfuckers out of jail. That's how I put that. And by say stupid motherfuckers, I mean me and some of my friends. And you know, he didn't do anything illegal, but community policing is real. And when police get the opportunity and take the opportunity to get to know the population that they are policing, they gain a lot more power. They gain more power than the power that they gain with just getting a badge. Because when they take the time to understand and learn and bond with the community that they're policing, the people in that community, respect for them goes through the roof. The people in that community are going to take heed to their statements and listen to them and follow their directions. And they're not going to have to beat their ass, do nothing crazy, or even raise their voice to get them to do it. Because when you, like I said, when you are in that community and they know you are for that community, they're going to listen to you and take heed to what you say. So that's why I also said the bad cops make it hard for the good cops. But yeah, cop lives matter too, especially the cops that kept me out of jail and my best friend and shout out TC at Lauderhill Middle and Depp Brown at Pompano High that kept me on the straight and narrow. Cops are very cool. I fuck with police. I fuck with 12. But some of the bad with the motherfuckers that gave my charges, it was very easy. As a black man that's had negative experience with the police, it could be very easy for me to try and say F the police. But I don't. Because I understand that even in my situation that I had where I was dealing with a fucked up police, there were a couple other police that were right there witnessing the shit, and one of them being open his mouth like, "Bro, what are you doing? Like, what's going on, dog? Like, what the fuck are you doing?" Because they understood that that one cop was gonna make it tough on all the rest of them once I took my black ass to internal affairs. That's what I did. Yeah, I snitched on the police. I damn sure did. I told on the police, y'all. Yes, I did. I told on the police. The fuck? Yeah, you probably seen that. Probably thought I was one of those Black Lives Matter fanatics. Although I do think Black Lives Matter, all lives matter. You know what I'm saying? We are God. We are all God's children. God's children deserve love, and you're God's child too. And so are the cops that you back putting up. You caping for. They God's children too. All of us God's children. We deserve love and respect, and go and to make it home safely at night to our kids. That's the biggest thing. I don't care who you are. You deserve to make it home safely to your kids. No kid deserves to get that tough phone call so their parent been hurt or whatever. Like, mm-mm, mm-mm, nah. And we do need police reform. I agree with that. We do need some police reform. Most notably, most of the motherfuckers need to go on diets. Because I've seen one too many out of shape police in my time. At 275 pounds, I feel like I can fucking outrun some of these goddamn police. And when I see a really fat cop, I'd be like, wow. Like, you don't have no damn like fitness test you gotta pass, bro. Or like, who the fuck gave you like a fucking signed off for your fitness test? Like, the fuck? Like, I can't understand that. United Birds want to come have a conversation out here. Where my BB gun at when I need it? All right, so that's pretty much what I want to touch on, guys. I know we touched on a lot of different topics, but I really wanted to get on that on the executive orders that have been dumped on us in the last 24 hours. We've not seen this amount of action in the federal courts in regards to presidential executive orders ever. This is unprecedented. As I said before, we have three branches of government in America, and they're supposed to check each other. We are used to seeing those three branches work in unison and work together for the betterment of the American people. What we're seeing now, where we're seeing one branch overstep their boundaries purposely and trying to push the boundaries of law and order, and we're seeing another branch be complicit. That's the Congress. They're just being complicit and not even saying anything. They're giving away power. That's the other thing that's shocking. And I hope a lot of these motherfuckers get elected out of office, get run out of office, because they're giving away the power that the people have given them. The people have trusted these congressmen, these senators, these House of Representative members with the power to, govern the United States, and they're giving it away because it aligns with the viewpoints of Project 2025 to let Trump do everything that's in this fucking manual. And when I'm not gonna do it here because I've got flagged for making content with Chat GPT, and I don't want to go through that again. But when you get an opportunity, use Chat GPT and just ask it very quickly what in Trump's agenda matches up to Project 2025. And I think you'll be very, very, very surprised at what you find. I think you'll be surprised at what you find. I think I have it saved here. Actually, I don't know. It's buried. It's buried. It's buried. Actually, is it buried? As you can see, me and Chat GPT be having some conversations, y'all. We be having some conversations. And that was one of the conversations that I had with it. And I asked it, I put the whole entire Project 2025 into it. And I asked it to pull up Trump's budget recommend the small the lean budget recommendations and just his executive orders and asked how it lined up. And the motherfucker is like running neck and neck, y'all. It's running neck and neck. It's running neck and neck. That's exactly what it's doing, Mr. Sheet Poster. Trump is testing the boundaries of the executive. He's stress testing it, seeing what he can get away with, what he can't get away with. Unfortunately, you've also seen him use draconian legislation. And when I say that, I mean stuff that had been on the books and has 10,000 years of dust caked up on it because this clause has not even been talked about in the courtroom since the 1800s. He's putting up things that are very little known in the US government and trying to say, hey, I got the power to do this. And you really don't. And they're misinterpreting a lot of these fucking legal precedents that are out there. And I don't know when his supporters are going to get tired of it and notice that their lives is being negatively impacted. We had this man say that no new wars are going to be started, and America's the world's a safer place with Trump in office. And as soon as we get in there, he gives Israel all type of fucking illegal weapons and the biggest fucking arms deal that we've seen with Israel in fucking forever, even giving away restricted and deadly mustard gases and weapons of mass destruction and biochemical weapons to Israel to use as they see fucking fit. But once again, I was told that Kamala Harris and Joe Biden were complicit in genocide. What is worse than the genocide? An annihilation? Because that's what Israel is getting ready to do to damn near the entire Muslim world. They're going to try and annihilate the entire Muslim world at this point. And Trump funded it. It's funny. I heard a lot of people telling me before the election just how much, they could quote how much Joe Biden had sent in arms to aid the Ukrainians and how much Joe Biden had, sent to Israel to be complicit in the fucking genocide of the Gaza people. But nobody said shit about this $41 million presidential parade that Trump wants to have for his fucking birthday. Nobody's talked about the billions of dollars in aid that are earmarked to go to Israel to just annihilate the Muslim world. It's just fucking crazy, man. It's fucking crazy. Just fucking crazy, to say the least. But thank y'all for sitting to hear me rant on this latest episode of the political crash out live from the political garage. Need to get me a sign made to say the political garage. I like that. I like that. We check my chat really quick. Check my chat. See if anything I fucked around and didn't address that I needed to address that I wanted to address. I thank you guys that were sitting with me, um, that chatted with me, that were interactive with me in the chats across the different platforms. Thank you guys for all of the likes and all the shares and all this other stuff. I'm not unpin this. Oh shit! Wait a minute. Does Apple Pencil work on this? No, I'm writing on the. I'm trying to use my Apple Pencil on my other iPad. This is an old iPad. There ain't no Apple Pencil ain't gonna work on that. My bad. But thank you all for joining in the chat. Like, comment, share. Um, Stay woke, y'all.